guys, I'm Christy TUBB. In this video, I'm going to explain a little bit about the TUBB DRI and how it works. I'll provide some examples and hopefully make it easy to use your TUBB DRI, which stands for Distance Reduction Indicator. The purpose of the DRI is to quickly and effectively determine an accurate hold point when firing at an uphill or downhill angle. After determining the straight line distance to your target and while obtaining a steady sight picture, the TUBB DRI allows you to simultaneously determine your hold closer distance or effective hold point. Keep in mind that the values derived from the DRI always represent a hold closer value. In other words, they are always subtracted from your straight line distance, regardless of the shot being uphill or downhill. The TUBB DRI is a lightweight, modular, weatherproof attachment that mounts to a Picatinny rail. The TUBB DRI operates silently under its own power, and the bull block numbering is repeated on the lateral side for tactical and sniper spotter pairs. The TUBB DRI requires the user to interpolate certain values. In other words, you may have to determine an intermediate value by estimating or calculating from known values nearby. Without ever having to lift your face from the stock, the dial wheel displays a hold closer value for both the 6 and 1200 yards or meters markings seen on the base plate. Knowing these values, the shooter can easily determine the hold closer distance for each individual shot. Note the static 6, 9, and 12 on the DRI base plate. These numbers will be the foundation for every interpolation. In other words, we will always use these numbers to mathematically determine our hold closer distance. You've probably already memorized the numbers on the DRI base plate, the 6, 9, and 12. Remember, these numbers represent your measured distance to the target in either yards or meters. 6, 9, 12. Any guess what numbers go in the two empty slots? 3. And yes, 15. It is that easy to mathematically interpolate in your head. Here is an example of a downhill shot at 20 degrees. Let's take a look at the values provided by the dial wheel. Reading from left to right, we will associate these hold closer values with the base plate's measured distance values. In this example, a 25 yard or meter reduction or hold closer value would correspond to targets with a measured distance of 600 yards or meters. Following this logic, a 40 yard or meter reduction would correspond to targets with a measured distance of 1200 yards or meters. Knowing these values, the shooter can instantly determine the necessary hold closer value for his or her individual shot. Allow me to show you how. Recall, we've already added a 300 and a 1500 yard or meter marking to the base plate 6, 9, and 12. So now we will do the same thing with the values given by the dial wheel. Remember, the dial wheels 25 and 40 correspond to the base plates 6 and 12. What is halfway between 6 and 12? 9. So what is halfway between 25 and 40? 32.5. Some people find it easier to interpolate these numbers by adding them together and then dividing by 2. For example, on the DRI base plate represented by the red line, 6 plus 12 equals 18. 18 divided by 2 gives us 9. In the same manner, on the DRI wheel represented by the green line, 25 plus 40 equals 65. 65 divided by 2 gives us 32.5. So let's interpolate for a 300 yard or meter shot. It's simple math to determine that 3 is half of 6. So what is half of 25? 12.5. Next, let's interpolate for a 1500 yard or meter shot. Remember, I want to use the closest known values when performing my interpolation. In this case, I know the correction values for the 900 and 1200 yard or meter markings. So I will use these to interpolate for my 1500 yard or meter shot. The difference between 9, 12, and 15 is simple. It is a multiple of 3. If my correction value between the 9 and 12 are 7.5, remember 32.5 plus 7.5 equals 40, then I will apply this same value to determine the correction necessary for a value of 15. 40 plus 7.5 yields 47.5. Using the TUBB DRI, we've just interpolated the hold closer values for 300, 600, 900, 1200, and 1500 yards or meters when firing downhill at 20 degrees. It's that fast, and using the TUBB DRI, it's that simple. Well guys, I think I've given enough examples to give you a good understanding of how to use your DRI, the Distance Reduction Indicator. If you don't have one and you're looking to buy, please visit us on the web at davidtubb.com. We also have several other products out there, including our T7T, our TUBB 2-stage trigger, and our DTR, which is the dynamic targeting reticle that is currently sold in Leopold scopes. Thanks for stopping in. I'm Christy TUBB, and I support the Second Amendment.
Order your own TUBB DRI today by visiting www.davidtubb.com. Additional product demonstrations can be viewed on our YouTube channel. Simply search for David TUBB.